the 8th of September 2025. Before dawn, Donetsk trembles as North Korea unleashes its might. 20 tanks, 12 armored vehicles, 600 soldiers march to crush Ukraine in one strike. But waiting above them, an invisible swarm. Hundreds of drones already locked on. Mines erupt tanks, shatter armored columns collapse before reaching the front. Within hours, 350 killed, 200 more wounded, over 25 vehicles lost. But Ukraine's commanders knew the storm was only beginning. A massive convoy, 10T, 72 seconds, 6T, 62 seconds, 8 APCs, 5 BMPs, 400 troops. The order is given: unleash the swarm. Hundreds of drones take to the sky. Engines roar, panic spreads. The armored spearhead begins to collapse. The first salvo hits. Ammunition trucks erupt fireballs, tearing through the forest. A T-72 erupts its turret, hurled skyward by a storm of drones. 9,000 liters of fuel ignite, trees melt in searing fire. Infantry scatter, but thermal drones hunt them, every heat signature exposed. A BMP explodes debris, scattering half a kilometer. Then, the Baba Yagas descend bombers, dropping 30-pound charges. 5 fuel trucks erupt in chain explosions, shockwaves felt miles away. In just 20 minutes, 20 vehicles lost, 200 troops gone. The battlefield no longer belongs to steel, it belongs to the drones. North Korea refuses defeat, another armored push rumbles forward. 4T, 72 seconds, 2T, 62 seconds, 3 BMPs, 180 troops advance into the kill zone. 2 Ukrainian tanks lie hidden, waiting with barrels aimed. The first shot strikes with surgical precision, 1 T-72 obliterated instantly. A BMP erupts, 20 soldiers gone in a single blast. Chaos spreads. Tanks fire wildly, shells exploding into empty fields. Ukrainian drones dive, slamming into BMPs from above. Desperate infantry deploys anti-tank missiles, but every shot misses. 3 launches, 3 failures, morale collapses in seconds. More than 60 flee into a ruined village, but drones hunt them relentlessly. 1 drone strike collapses a house, burying soldiers alive. By the ambush's end, 6 vehicles gone, 100 troops lost or wounded. By midday, the battlefield is a graveyard, yet Pyongyang orders another push. 4 more tanks, 2 APCs, 3 BMPs, over 180 men advancing. But Ukrainian guns wait, hidden, patient, precise. The lead tank erupts its turret, hurled like a toy. A second shell slams into a BMP, dozens killed instantly. Survivors scatter, but drones swoop in like predators. Missiles streak across but hit nothing but ruins. A house collapses, 8 men, entombed beneath rubble. By ambush and 6 vehicles gone, over 100 soldiers lost. For North Korea, the tree line is a death trap. For Ukraine, proof of dominance. In less than 24 hours, Pyongyang has thrown 600 men into the fire. More than 350 killed, 200 wounded, 25 vehicles lost. Every layer of Ukraine's defense has worked as one. First, the drone screen hundreds of kamikazes tearing armor apart. Second, artillery and HIMARS delivering salvos like rolling thunder. Third, the ground firepower tanks and Bradleys finishing the job. Mines seal every path, each blast crippling a 40-ton tank. Advance meant destruction. Retreat meant being hunted. Standing still meant death. For North Korea, this was more than defeat, it was humiliation. Ukraine had rewritten the rules of war, the age of mass armor was over. The battlefield is littered with twisted steel and silent wrecks. Entire battalions erased before firing a meaningful shot. This was not luck, it was design. Drones disorient. Artillery shreds. Ground forces finish the kill. Every tank that advanced struck mines. Every soldier that fled was hunted. Advance meant destruction. Retreat meant pursuit. Standing still was suicide. For North Korea, this was more than a failed offensive, it was humiliation. Outdated armor, outdated tactics, obliterated by modern precision. Ukraine proved technology and resilience outweighed brute force. The battlefield itself declared that the age of massed armor was over. The world was watching, and the lesson was undeniable. Numbers alone could no longer guarantee victory. Technology, coordination, and adaptability now ruled the battlefield. Ukraine had transformed itself into a proving ground of modern war. Here, the old logic of armored dominance was buried, and a new doctrine of precision warfare began to rise. For soldiers on the ground, it was not just victory, it was survival. For the world, it was proof determination and innovation could prevail. For North Korea, it was a warning old tactics bring only disaster. The 8th of September 2025, remembered not as a triumph, but as North Korea's darkest defeat. The battlefield lay silent, but its echoes reshaped the future of war. Steel and numbers had been humbled by patience and precision. Ukraine had shown the world that resilience could bend the tide of history. But for North Korea, the lesson was carved in fire and blood. Every drone strike, every ambush, every mine had told the same story. Outdated strategies had no place in a world of modern precision. For Ukraine, this was survival. For the world, it was revelation. The age of precision had dawned, and Ukraine stood at its forefront. Donetsk, the 8th of September 2025, the day armored warfare died. From fire and steel, a new era was born. Across the battlefield, silence carried the weight of a new doctrine. Ukraine had not just defended it, had redefined war itself. Outdated armor lay as relics of a past century. In their place, precision, patience, and resilience. September 8 will be remembered not for North Korea's power, but its collapse. The last great armored assault ended not in triumph, but in ashes. From Donetsk's fields, a new chapter of warfare began. For Ukraine, it was survival. For the world, a turning point. From the ashes of tanks rose the dominance of drones. The battlefield had spoken, the age of armor was gone. 10 minutes of fire had ended a century of doctrine. For North Korea, Donetsk was not just defeat, it was devastation. For Ukraine, it was proof of survival against the impossible. For the world, the day armored warfare died.